Today on Storytelling for the Screen, how to make great movies. Welcome to Storytelling to Screen. In the next series of videos, we're going to explore one question: how do you make great movies? Now first, when I define movies, I'm not just talking about films, but also TV, web series, any kind of storytelling that's related to the screen. So what is a great movie? We're going to define it in two different ways. Number one, a great movie is a movie that entertains. It brings in an audience and compels them to watch. It takes them on an emotional ride, whether it makes them laugh, gives them thrills. It does all of that. Number two, a great movie doesn't just entertain, but it also takes the audience deeply into the human experience. It moves the audience to some kind of truth about people. Let me give you an example. In Pixar Studios' movie Up, there's a first opening sequence that's about 10 minutes long. That's one of the most extraordinary experiences I've had with an audience. I remember being in that audience for the first time and hearing people sniffling and crying after watching just 10-minute sequence. We all share that experience of witnessing what one life is like in a short amount of time and what losing love feels like. And that power of film to not only bring emotional response, but bring us to some kind of truth is really what we're talking about when we talk about great film. How do we do that? How do we make movies that move an audience, both entertain them and bring them to inspiration? And one way to do that is to look at people who successfully do that consistently. Now, I want you to look at this chart here. This shows you the top 15 films in the last 15 years that have been the most critically acclaimed. And there's one studio that has produced 1/3 of these films on this list. And that studio is Pixar Studios. Now, Pixar makes films for families, but adults, people of all ages really appreciate them. And they clearly have an incredible track record. And one of the great things about Pixar is that they share their secrets on their extras of DVDs, on the book Creativity Inc. All these sources tell you what goes into their process. And the number one reason why they feel their films have gotten to such a high level of achievement is because of one thing, and that's story. So in these series of videos, we're going to explore what does it take to make a great story that will make a great film. We're not just going to use Pixar as the only model. There are other great filmmakers that consistently make great movies, like Steven Spielberg, Stanley Kubrick, among others. And so we'll look at what secrets they have in terms of making great movies that you can use. Also, I want to tell you the good news is that a lot of people get intimidated by filmmaking because of the equipment and the complexity of the process. And so I want to tell you that if you break it down into pieces, you can make it really easy to make great movies if you follow certain steps. And so I'll be sharing some of those steps. And also the equipment part, you don't have to worry about using the best high-end cameras, because in the end, storytelling is the key ingredient. And that just takes a lot of creativity and a lot of knowledge of craft in order to make a great movie. Every week we're going to release a video of different lectures showing different aspects of storytelling for movies. And then alternately, we're going to show also short films that show these techniques and how they work. A nice variety of different examples. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, share, and like the video, and we'll see you next week.